rescue. More than 150 stray felines taken from a home right here in Colorado Springs. Plus, future floods. Folks living in or near the Watto Canyon burn scar getting important information tonight. And homicide investigation. Police identifying the body found Monday near a Colorado Springs creek. Good evening, everyone. Thanks so much for being with us live downtown in Colorado Springs. I'm Niki Weirich. We have more on that investigation now in tonight's top story. Colorado Springs police now investigating a homicide. The death of a man found yesterday near Interstate 25 in Cimarron has been ruled a homicide. According to the coroner, 48-year-old Timothy Jordan was stabbed to death. An anonymous person finding the body Monday morning. Officers spent most of the day investigating the scene and gathering evidence. So far, no suspects have been named. If you have any information, call police at 444-7000. Colorado Springs police are looking for a bank robber. The robbery happening at Mountain View Bank on 24 South of Weber around 7:30 this morning. That's in the downtown Colorado Springs area. Police are looking for a white man. He's described as thin, about 6 foot tall, in his mid-30s. He was wearing a ski mask. If you have any information, call police at 444-7000. Folks affected by the Watto Canyon wildfire coming together in a meeting tonight at the Front Range Alliance Church at Centennial Boulevard and 30th. It's all to prepare for the floods that could come in the future. Fox 21 Sam Baranowski joins us live now with all the details. Sam?
Around the neighborhood here.
Yeah, a full house here, about 100 folks learning advice and information on the risks that come along with living near the Watto Canyon fire damage. Now, the areas around the burn scar are not expected to be in flood danger, but because of the lack of vegetation that's left, they're going to experience a lot more flood danger this year. And with snow like we've seen today and a rainy spring on the way, experts say it's important to be prepared with sandbags. And remember, it doesn't necessarily have to be raining where you are for your home to be damaged by flooding and runoff. A number of booths set up with tips here today. It's from the Colorado Springs Police Department, Fire Department, the National Weather Service, FEMA flood representatives to get flood insurance for folks. And we actually spoke with a gentleman from the National Weather Service today, and he was saying he just hopes people don't have a false sense of security, because we haven't seen a major flooding event yet. So get those sandbags ready and be prepared. And if you want more information, come on down here. This meeting will last till at least 8 o'clock tonight. Live at Front Range Alliance Church, Sam Baranowski, Fox 21 News.
All right, thanks so much, Sam. More information tonight on a school bus accident. The accident closing Mark Scheffel near Fontaine in Colorado Springs. Police say a driver slid and crashed into the bus. No word if that driver will face charges. There were students on board, but luckily no serious injuries were reported. The road shut down for a few hours, but has since reopened. Folks in the Cheyenne Mountain School District wondering why schools in the area were still in session today. Many parents say it's difficult driving their kids to school on days like today when the roads are, quote, terrible. But school officials say they have a 5:30 a.m. deadline to decide whether to close or delay schools. And if they would have known the road conditions that early in the morning, they say they would have made a completely different decision.
Days like today, when the weather intensifies in those couple of hours between our 5:30 deadline and the time that parents are headed out the door to get their kids to school, really just creates the worst dynamic.
Officials also say with the unpredictable weather we're having, today's decision to keep the schools open was just a case of bad timing. Well, the roads may be a headache for some, but we needed that moisture. Terry has more in the next few hours now in our Fox Fastcast. Terry?
Yeah, it wasn't a lot of moisture, Nikki, but it was nice getting something out there. Most places about 1 to 2 inches of snow on the ground, and as you heard on some of the roads, caused a bit of a problem. Things tapered off this afternoon, but they're picking up again this evening. Let's take a look at that to Treeview Doppler. You can see some snow moving north to south, almost along the I-25 corridor right there. That snow is now moving into northern and eastern Colorado Springs, already in Falcon and Black Forest. As it moves through, we'll see a little more light snow through the evening hours, possibly into the early morning hours. Then things should clear out somewhat overnight, and tomorrow we'll see some sunshine and some warmer temperatures coming our direction. But if you're headed to the western part of the state, particularly the northwestern part of the state, anytime between now and Thursday afternoon could be a bit of a problem. We have winter storm warning, the area in red, a winter weather advisory, the area in blue. That area in red, places like Berthoud Pass and Rabbit Ears Pass, could see 1 to 2 feet of snow for the next couple of days. So it could be rough go and some winds up around 40 miles an hour. It's going to be a tough drive over the next couple of days. Now for us, for tonight, a little light snow possible through the evening hours, a little breezy at times. Temperatures for the most part around 20 to the mid-teens, and with the breezes, it won't even seem that warm overnight. Tonight, we'll see some wind chills down around 0, both in Colorado Springs and Pueblo. What happens tomorrow? We do warm up a little bit. We'll talk about that coming up a little bit later. Now back downtown. Nikki.
All right, sounds good. Thanks so much, Terry. Wasson High School facing an uncertain future. This as the Board of Education votes whether to close the school. Now alumni and community members are stepping up to the plate to save District 11's second oldest school. Fox 21's John Martin has that story.
So many of these kids who are coming here don't have the support. This is their family. These teachers are their family. I experienced that when my father and my brother were in Vietnam. And my mom was head nurse on intensive care. There wasn't enough of her to go around.
Former Wasson High alumni, including Hall of Fame baseball player Goose Gossage, held a press conference today in hopes of drawing attention to what they feel is a bad decision to close Wasson High. School District 11 proposed an optimization and utilization plan that would focus on 4 comprehensive high schools in the district. Wasson, the 5th school, would be repurposed in the plan, forcing current students 9 through 11 to integrate to other schools.
One of the boys that told me he's going to college. He's going to be a college student after he graduates, upon graduation, and he said, you know, if it weren't for Wasson, he said, I would probably be in jail. And I hear these stories a lot.
We contacted District 11 for a response, and they directed us to their website, d11.org/utilization. On this site, you can read the 40-page optimization and utilization plan. There's also a verbatim Q&A from the January 10th Tesla meeting, where the public was invited to ask questions to the school board. The next vote on the future of Wasson is scheduled for February 6th.
The debate over gun control still ringing across the country, with many divided on how to crack down on gun violence. Now some of Colorado's finest are urging state lawmakers to hold off on assault weapon bans. The County Sheriff's Office of Colorado putting together an official position paper saying they oppose a ban on private sale of guns, bulk purchases of ammo, and provisions for concealed carry permit holders. The sheriff's also not standing by the ban of assault weapons. Colorado citizens taking to the streets to put an end to gun violence, something that's become all too common for them over the years. Fox's Dave Young has more.
Enough is enough.
As state and national lawmakers take up gun legislation, a coalition of religious groups known as Together Colorado called on the public to get involved.
I don't want to see another mother have to bury their child because of gun violence.
Dave Hoover says his daughter was supposed to go to the Aurora Theater that night with her cousin A.J. Boyk, who was killed.
There is evil in this world, and those individuals have hit our schools, our churches, our malls, and we need to keep the guns out of their hands. Those are the individuals that don't need guns. This isn't about the Second Amendment. This is about making our communities safer.
This young woman was paralyzed when caught in the crossfire of a gang shooting 3 years ago.
Never would I wish this on anybody, because it's no picnic. Till this day, there's not 1 second that goes by that I don't wish I could walk.
But inside the Capitol, a bill to allow properly trained teachers to carry weapons in schools was introduced by this Republican state senator.
I was on a school board during Columbine. You know, we looked at the measures, we looked at things we could do to be safer in our schools. It's clear gun-free zones are not working. And so this would be a measure to allow teachers the opportunity to protect themselves and their students.
That idea expected to have an uphill battle.
We need to make sure that our schools, our teachers, are not armed with guns. Do you think they should be armed with guns?
No. Any gun legislation expected to spark a drawn-out fight here.
That was Fox's Dave Young reporting. More than 150 cats were taken from an anonymous home here in Colorado Springs. Rescue officials say the owner is moving and has until the end of the month to get rid of all the cats. There were 13 organizations on hand to rescue the cats this afternoon. The owner only allowed a few people into the house to help remove the felines. Officials say medical expenses for these cats could add up to around $20,000.
If it's a terminal illness that is going to threaten our community of cats, then we will have to leave them here, and hopefully some of the other rescues are prepared to take in those kind of animals.
Rescue officials also say cases like this are surprisingly not that unusual here in the state of Colorado. The American Red Cross Pikes Peak chapter asking for your help recognizing local heroes in the community. It's accepting nominations through January 30th. The winners will be selected by community leaders. If you know of a hero, go to our website, fox21news.com, and download a nomination form. Concussion Awareness, a program designed by one Colorado athlete, helping others recover from severe blows to the head. We'll have that story. Plus, Terry will have your forecast coming up as Fox 21 News at 6:30 continues live from downtown Colorado Springs.
You are watching Fox 21 News at 6:30. Live from downtown Colorado Springs. This is Fox 21 News at 6:30.
Some snow is falling in much of Colorado Springs, and it's cold out there. Take a look at these temperatures right now. In Colorado Springs, it's 22, 21 Pueblo. Teens, Monument Hill, Lyman, 25 Burlington, 23 in La Junta, and 19 in Trinidad. Winds aren't real strong, but here's what it does to those wind chills. Here are the wind chill temperatures. A lot of single digits there. Feels like 2 in Monument Hill, 3 around Lyman, 9 around Colorado Springs, 11 in Pueblo, 9 in Springfield, 9 in Trinidad. Many places are going to see wind chills below 0 overnight. Let's take a look and see what we're going to expect overnight. And the reason it's going to get so cold, we expect those clouds to finally clear out. The skies will clear out and the snow will die off, and we will see some very cold temperatures overnight. Still some snow at the higher elevations, especially north of Interstate 70. For tomorrow, we'll see mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies. We get a little bit warmer in the eastern part of the state, but look at that. More snow over the higher elevations. The heaviest snows will be north of Interstate 70. Again, that winter storm warning in effect for much of that area. 1 to 2 feet of snow possible over the next couple of days. Then overnight tomorrow night, more snow over the higher elevations, mostly along into the west of the Continental Divide. Thursday morning, I think we'll start with some sunshine in the eastern part of the state as the day goes on. Mostly sunny to partly cloudy here, and the snow will finally taper off by later in the day. But again, some heavy amounts between now and then, especially if you're traveling west on 70 or 40. Places like Berthoud Pass and Rabbit Ears Pass are going to be nasty over the next couple of days. Let's take a look at those snow amounts again. Here's what Future View thinks. This will take us through 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. Some lighter amounts just to the west of Colorado Springs and Pueblo and up toward the northwest as the day goes on. Tomorrow we'll add a little bit of snow, especially up in the northwest part of the state. That area in blue, anywhere 4 to 10 inches of snow. Then as we go through with the night tomorrow night and through Thursday, we add even more. Those areas in dark blue, anywhere from 10 to 20 inches of snow. As you can see, Rabbit Ears Pass looks like it's in a target area. Could be, or bullseye area. Could be a bit of a problem over the next couple of days. Let's take a look at that forecast for southern Colorado for tonight. Some light snow in the mountains and along the I-25 corridor. Less of a chance out to the east. A little bit windy at times. There are your overnight low Low temperatures, single digits and teens, but with the wind chill, many places will be below zero. It's going to be a cold night and a cold morning as the kids head out to the bus stop for tomorrow. A little bit windy at times tomorrow, mostly sunny to partly cloudy. There are the high temperatures. It's going to be a little bit warmer, 40 around Lamar, 36 in Walsenburg, 40 Canyon City, 35 in Salida. We'll look for 31 in Woodland Park and 39 in Fountain. The forecast, let's take a look at it for Colorado Springs. There you go, cold and a little light snow through the evening hours. Should start to clear up overnight. It'll be a little bit windy, wind chills, 5 below to 5 above. Temperature itself right around 7 degrees. In Pueblo, same kind of thing, low temperature of 5, but wind chills below 0. A little light snow is a possibility. What about tomorrow? We'll look for partly cloudy skies, and it'll be a little bit windy at times, but warmer conditions. High temperature of 39, and in Pueblo, a little windy at times, a little breezy, and a high temperature of 42 degrees. So some improvement tomorrow, but tonight, very cold, and tomorrow morning as the kids head out, it's going to be cold. Bundle them up. They will need it. What happens over the next few days and into the weekend? We'll talk about that later in the show. Right now, we're headed back to our downtown studios. Nikki.
All right, sounds good. Thanks so much, Terry. Pistol pointing. A father is arrested for doing just that to his daughter just because she didn't get straight A's. More on his arrest still to come. And asthma in the wintertime, experts have tips to keep the breathing condition under control. That story coming up next. Stay with us. We're live downtown. Athletes recover from concussions. In tonight's Modern Medicine, a Colorado athlete develops an awareness program. It's designed to help other athletes recover from concussions. Dr. Shane Stedman, who helped the NHL's Sidney Crosby get back on the ice, is now helping reboot Jane Pender's brain. Pender had his first concussion playing football in the 3rd grade, but repeated blows to the head during high school and college eventually ended his football career.
If you tear your muscle or you pull a muscle or roll your ankle, I mean, people are right back, getting rehab there at the physical therapist. But when it comes to brain injuries, that same rehab mentality isn't there.
When you're getting hit, it actually does cause inflammation in the brain, and it can cause chemical imbalances, which can lead to depression. Your frontal lobe can be disintegrated.
Pender says the sooner a person can start retraining their brain after a head injury, the better chance they'll have to return to normal. Asthma affects more than 22 million Americans of all ages, and it can be challenging, even dangerous for some asthmatics who don't properly take care of themselves. And the wintertime poses its own set of triggers. Holly Furfer has that story.
I'm good. Feel good. No complaints. Good.
Gil Richardson is breathing easier these days now that she has her asthma under control. But certain things trigger her condition, especially this time of year.
I have more issues with asthma in the wintertime because of the colds and flu virus that are floating around. If I get something like that, it will definitely have a stronger effect on me.
This is common in people with chronic lung conditions, says Dr. Stanley Feynman.
Because the asthmatic has airways that are very hypersensitive. They're already inflamed. So the virus does more damage in the asthmatic patients than they would do in somebody who doesn't have asthma.
Inflamed and swollen lungs can make it difficult to breathe. To minimize attacks during winter, Dr. Feynman offers advice to patients. Most importantly, know your triggers. Cold air can exacerbate the condition, as can windy weather. But also stay on long-term control medication. Remember indoor irritants too, things like smoke, scented candles, and fireplaces. He recommends a flu shot for everyone with the condition. And his final tip to keep healthy could be the simplest.
Good hand washing and good hygiene is also important.
For today's Health Minute, I'm Holly Furfer.
A show-stopping performance. This daredevil walking across a tightrope 200 feet in the air without a harness. See it for yourself coming up in tonight's Hot Shots. And a 5-year-old facing possible suspension after he builds a gun with Legos. More on that story after the break. Making news across America tonight, a Minnesota father is arrested after pointing an assault rifle at his daughter. The man pointing an AK-47 at the teenage girl because of her bad grades. But get this, she failed to make straight A's and instead just got 2 B's. According to court records, the man's quick temper made his wife worry about him being alone with their daughter long before their latest fight. A 5-year-old boy facing possible suspension after building a gun out of Legos at his after-school program. A few days ago, Joseph Cardosa's parents received a letter saying that he was playing inappropriately. He was only written up once, but the school says if he gets another written warning, he'll be suspended from the program. The principal says the letter is in accordance with school policy. In tonight's Hot Shots, this daredevil stirring up some drama as he walks the tightrope over downtown Sarasota without a safety harness. Large crowds gathering to watch the 6-time Guinness World Record holder walk 200 feet above ground. He says it was windier than he expected, and he even admitted he wanted to stop midway through the walk, but realized he just had to keep going. Whew, couldn't catch me doing that one. Well, stick with us. Terry will have a week's worth of weather coming up next.
You're going to have to make it through a cold night tonight, but then we start to see some improvement. Overnight low tonight, 7 degrees, but with wind chills, it's going to be below that or below 0 overnight. 39 is our high for tomorrow. The breezes blow. After that, look at that. A nice warm up into the 50s through Saturday, upper 50s on Sunday, and maybe once again on Tuesday. In Pueblo, overnight low of 5. Again, wind chills at times are going to get below 0, and it's going to be cold at the bus stop tomorrow morning for the kids. 42 your high tomorrow afternoon. Then we get into the mid-50s, 61 on Sunday. Maybe a little dip coming our way on Monday, and we're back to the low 60s coming up on Tuesday. So it's going to be very cold tonight, a little on the chilly side coming up for tomorrow, and then things improve quite a bit, maybe some 60s over the weekend. As Petula Clark said, let's head back downtown. Nikki.
All right, I'll be cranking my heat tonight. Thanks, Terry. Thank you so much for being with us tonight. For more news and weather, check out our website, fox21news.com. We'll see you at 9.